Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome, and thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the podcast. It's Christian of Standing Stones Healing. So honored and excited to welcome you. So thank you so very much for joining me. In this week's episode, we're talking about Reiki mistakes. Reiki mistakes that you may very well be making on your Reiki journey and on your Reiki business journey as well. But first, I want to mention that there are some exciting changes coming to the podcast soon as we approach the podcast's second year anniversary and we celebrate the podcast turning 2. So I appreciate you having here, and I am excited to bring you lots more episodes of the podcast. Over the years, with my students, my clients, and my role as a Reiki mentor, I've seen a few of the same questions and concerns again and again from Reiki practitioners. And so I'm going to share a few quote mistakes that I see Reiki practitioners making. Mistake number 1 that I see Reiki practitioners make is worrying that we are doing it wrong. And this comes up in lots of different ways. Maybe it comes up in the form of, is it okay if I don't do all of the hand positions? Is it wrong to do a self-Reiki session that is only a couple of minutes? Is it okay for me to do something different from what I was taught or what it says in my manual? And so again and again, I see a lot of fear about doing it wrong on our Reiki journey, about practicing Reiki, quote, incorrectly. The fear that we're doing something wrong, that we are going to mess something up, the worry if we don't ground ourselves before a session, or if we don't use the distance symbol when we send distance Reiki. And there is so much worry about whether or not we are doing it wrong. But when it comes to our Reiki practice, I think it's really important for us to remember that Reiki, universal life force energy of all things Reiki, is not judging us. The energy Reiki is not judging us. The energy Reiki is not saying, you didn't use that distance symbol and that's bad and wrong. You are not a good practitioner. Reiki is not saying, you didn't ground before the session. That is bad and wrong. Reiki is not judging the way we start a session. Reiki is not judging the way we hold our hands. Reiki is not judging whether we draw the symbols or chant the symbols. Reiki is not judging us, and Reiki is indeed still doing its Reiki thing, whether we practice, quote, perfectly or not. Of course, this worry also shows up on the Reiki business journey as well. Worry about, are we using the right colors for our branding? Is our website set up in just the right way? Am I saying the right things to my clients to make them want to come back for another session? All of this worry is really kind of anti-Reiki. Anti-Reiki? Yes, indeed. Because the precepts encourage us just for today to not worry. And how fitting that we need this reminder for our Reiki journey and for our Reiki business journey. And so if you find yourself wondering, oh no, do I need to hold my hands over the heart chakra for exactly 3 minutes? And isn't that the way that you are, quote, supposed to do it? Or if I start at the root chakra, is it going to work rather than starting at the crown chakra? And I want to encourage you to not worry about these kinds of questions and to allow Reiki to guide you and to allow Reiki to move in us and through us and with us on our Reiki journey. As water flows down the river, it does not attach to the rocks. It flows around them. And the water does not worry about the rocks in its path. It just moves with them, around them. And it doesn't worry. And so on our own Reiki journey and on our Reiki business journey, I want to encourage us not to worry so much. Don't worry if you don't get messages. Don't worry if you only offer Reiki to yourself for 5 minutes, because Reiki is still working. The energy of Reiki is still here to support you. The system of Reiki is here to support you. So anytime you feel that worry rising of, am I doing this right? Is this working? I want to encourage you to remember that very important precept just for today, I will not worry, and to take a few deep breaths. Maybe put your hands in Gasho. Maybe put your hands on your heart, and to love yourself. Release judgment and know that Reiki is not judging you, and Reiki is not judging you for your worry. So even release judgment of the worry itself. Because worrying, if we are doing it right, is natural and normal on our Reiki journey. We have a desire to want to, quote, do things right? We want to, quote, do things right. And we want to be good practitioners. And we want to be good Reiki business owners. We want to offer impactful sessions to our clients. We want to give them a positive experience, and we want to help them. And so because of those desires, it can cause us to worry about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And so when we feel those feelings, let's pause. Let's take a deep breath. Let's offer ourselves Reiki. Let's love ourselves, be gentle to and kind to ourselves, and release judgment of ourselves as well. Reiki mistake number 2 is comparing our Reiki journey to others. So comparing our Reiki journey is something that I have seen again and again and again over the years. As human beings, it is natural and normal for us to compare our experience to others. And this is something that humans do. And we do it in all kinds of areas of our lives. We look to others to get an idea of how it's appropriate to act. As human beings, we are social animals. And so we look at one another for what to do and how to do it. But especially on our Reiki journey, this can really impact us negatively. Because when we're comparing our journey to someone else's journey, when we're measuring our journey as compared to someone else's, we are judging it as either better than someone else's journey or not as good as someone else's Reiki journey. Of course, we do this with our Reiki business as well. We look to other Reiki business owners and say, "Ugh, man, they have a fully booked schedule and I don't." Or at least they're saying they have a fully booked schedule. You don't know, maybe they don't. Or, "Oh, their website is so much better than mine. Oh, their videos are just so much better. I can't even think about getting on camera. I'm just not as good as that other Reiki business owner." Or, "Oh, that other Reiki practitioner, they started their Reiki journey so much longer ago than I did. You know, I only just completed level 3 and they've been a level 3 practitioner for 20 years. But the truth is that there is no comparison with anyone or anyone else's Reiki journey or anyone else's Reiki business. Your Reiki journey and your Reiki business has and will unfold in the way that it's meant to. And it has and will unfold in its own way and in its own time. There is no best way for your Reiki journey to go. There is no perfect Reiki journey. There is only your Reiki journey. And so if you're looking at someone else's Reiki journey and saying, "Well, this person's lineage is so much closer to Usui Sensei than I am on my lineage, they must be a better practitioner. And oh, if only I was closer to Usui Sensei in my lineage." Or, "Oh, this person feels and senses so much and gets so many messages, and I don't. What am I doing wrong?" The answer is nothing. You are doing nothing wrong. And I want to encourage us to stop comparing ourselves to other Reiki practitioners and to stop comparing ourselves to other Reiki business owners. Because our Reiki journey and our Reiki business journey is our own. No matter when Reiki shows up in our lives, and no matter how our practice or our business unfolds or when it does, it's all unfolding in the way it is meant to. And let's honor our own personal, unique, blessed Reiki journey and our own personal, unique, blessed Reiki business journey as well. Where you've been, where you are, and where you are going on your Reiki journey and on your Reiki business journey is all unique to you. So there is no comparison and there is no judgment. It's not any better. It's not any worse. It's just different because it's uniquely yours. Number 3, mistake that we make on our Reiki journey and our Reiki business journey, thinking that there are mistakes. Because the truth is, everyone, that we can't mess it up. We can't mess it up. As spiritual people and as Reiki practitioners, we know that things unfold in the way that they are meant to, and we know that we couldn't have gotten to where we are right now if we hadn't been where we were before, which means that wherever we were before is what got us here. And if we reflect on where we are and the here of where we are right now, in this moment, just for today, we're okay. And maybe today is not a good day. And maybe for today, you're not okay. But as you are listening to my voice, as you are tuning in to this podcast in this moment, we're okay. And so if we're okay right now, that means that we haven't messed anything up and we haven't made any mistakes. Now, I'm personally not afraid to say something like, I made a mistake, and to own that. And when it comes to something like our Reiki journey and our Reiki business journey, the times when we make, quote, mistakes are really opportunities for learning and growth. And as spiritual people, as Reiki practitioners, probably you agree with me in some sense on this. And so let's say on our Reiki business journey, we did make a, quote, mistake. Maybe we said something to a client that was really not the appropriate thing to say, and we realize that, then we can learn from that and make changes to our behavior. In this way, the, quote, mistake becomes a learning opportunity. And so, in that way, we can't mess it up. If we compare ourselves to others, if we worry about our Reiki journey and our Reiki business journey, these are not mistakes so much as they are just simply part of the process and part of the experience, because it's natural and normal for us to worry about our Reiki journey and our Reiki business, and it's natural and normal for us to compare ours to others. And so as we move forward with our Reiki journey and our Reiki business journey, let's give ourselves and one another some grace, some understanding, some kindness and compassion, knowing that other Reiki practitioners may very well be comparing themselves to you and your Reiki business at the same time as you are comparing your Reiki business to someone else's. So, have you committed these Reiki mistakes? Have you compared your Reiki journey and Reiki business to others? Have you worried whether or not you are doing it right in your Reiki business, join us in the Reiki Business Collective Facebook group and tell us all about it at facebook.com/groups/Reiki Biz. Sending so many blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.